The saints of God's church are hidden, homely, unseemly, and, yes, tucked away from plain sight. We fashion no good thing, whether stone, wood, paper, or some newfangled means of mortifying our passions and trying to atone for our sins, which is an impossible task. No. How do we bear our cross? In our God-given vocations, in our calling. You do have, to put it that way, what it takes to be a saint, a martyr, one who is joined with Christ in his suffering and his victory. And it's been said wisely enough, and I think that applies here, that the most commendable victories are the ones that are won against the self. When empowered by our baptism, we put aside our own interests in service of our neighbor. That is the greater portion. Anyone is capable of receiving those gifts and bringing such holy feats, such works to completion. How does Christ our King then greet those who are being saved when he does return? As St. Matthew records, the King will say to those on his right, "Come, you who are blessed by my Father, inherit the kingdom prepared for you before the world was founded. Truly I say to you, as you did to one of the least of these, my brothers, you did to me." The operative word there being the least of one of these. It doesn't take great deeds or great pains to make a great saint. No. Look upon the most famous early martyrs who themselves became saints. There is St. Laurence of Rome, a deacon. Laurence was at the end of his life literally raked over the coals, and according to legend, Lawrence's tormentors could hear him say jokingly, "Turn me over, I'm well done on that side." Well, the incident that led to St. Lawrence's arrest involved a Roman officer who came with a mind to confiscate the, quote, treasures of the church. Laurence, when ordered to open the treasury, instead he pointed to the roster of the poor widows and orphans who the congregation's charity assisted. And Laurence replied with that legendary wit and charm, "Behold, the treasures of the church." Just so. For consider your calling, brothers, Paul urges us. Not many of you were wise according to worldly standards. Not many were powerful. Not many of noble birth. But God chose what is foolish in the world to shame the wise. God chose what is weak in the world to shame the strong. God chose what is low and despised in the world, even things that are not, to bring to nothing things that are, so that no flesh may boast in the presence of God.